Good morning, everyone. It is 10:06 on this April 13th. It is Thursday. This is the First Alert Desk. I want to make sure you are caught up on the top stories this morning. We are going to start this one off with breaking news. We know that the Newton County High School is on lockdown right now. We have this statement from the Newton County Sheriff's Office saying there is not an active shooter at Newton High School. This morning, threats were made to harm the students and staff at Newton High. The school has been placed on a lockdown while law enforcement officials conduct a search of the building. Nothing is more important than the safety and security of the school students and staff, and we are taking these threats very seriously. Of course, we have seen several incidents of mass shootings in our country in recent weeks, so this is something that a lot of people take very seriously. We're going to stay on top of this for you, but again, there's no active threat there. It is on lockdown as sweeps are made. My gosh, it's very scary to hear this morning, and I hope everybody's just doing okay. So we want to jump into the other stories that we're following this morning. Of course, if you're following along on Facebook, I should be able to see your comment. We'll have a check of the forecast soon after. So we'll start off with breaking news that we brought to you this morning. A man was unfortunately found shot to death outside of his home. So we've got some scene video here that we want to show you. This happened on Woodland Avenue. So we got some information from investigators on scene, and we were told that a man was shot and killed outside of a home in the Woodland Hills neighborhood. Now, we spoke with a woman who says the victim was the father of her young son. That call came in a little after midnight. It's not far from Moreland Avenue where this happened, just to give you a little bit more context. But that woman said she came to the scene there and nearly broke down when she spoke with police. She realized it was possible it might have been him who was killed. And then they did confirm it was the father of her son who had been shot. So police tell us the victim appears to be in his early 20s. He was shot outside of the home, but it's not clear if he's the one who actually lived there. There were several bullet shell casings in the street, so detectives are trying to figure out if this was a drive-by shooting or if the shooter was on foot. One of the police supervisors told us detectives are now interviewing witnesses, trying to figure out who would want to harm this man. So far, we don't have a suspect description or vehicle description from police that they've been able to share. So if that changes, we'll of course be the first to let you know. They are still notifying family members before they want to identify this victim. So we'll stay on top of that for you as well. In other news, this one is probably pretty jarring, especially when you see the footage that we're about to show you. A local family is looking for some accountability this morning after they say their loved one was found dead inside of a jail cell that was filthy. They, in fact, said the jail cell was inhumane, and we actually have a picture of it for you. Okay, so this is where this man was staying, and he was found dead inside of it on September 13th of last year. His name is LaShawn Thompson, and this morning his family is scheduled to host a press conference at the Fulton County Superior Courthouse. The family's lawyer says Thompson was arrested in June of last year and then placed in the psychiatric wing where he stayed for 3 months. Thompson's autopsy showed no signs of trauma, but the medical examiner did note a severe bedbug infestation. Listen to this.
The scene was so horrific that the detention officer said she would not even administer CPR when they found him because she was freaked out. In her words, freaked out by the scene.
So hopefully you were able to hear that. Basically, he's describing how the scene was so horrific. The detention officer said she would not administer CPR when they found him because she was freaked out. In her words, freaked out by the scene. So Thompson's family wants that jail shut down and replaced at this point. They also want a full criminal investigation. We will let you know what comes of that meeting. Moving on to our next story. This is a condo that we've talked about a lot on our news. It's had a lot of issues in the past, and this is honestly just as disturbing. So this is the Brannan Hills condominiums that we're talking about. We've reported on this building so many times before. 2 bodies were found after a fire at this condo building, and officers are not ruling out a homicide. So the bodies were discovered in a bedroom on the ground floor, and the fire was contained to that room. So we spoke to the woman who called in that fire. She said she doesn't recall hearing any smoke detectors going off either. So far, the victims in this fire have not been named. But again, for years, the Brannan Hill complex has been plagued by fires and crime. In fact, earlier this year, a pregnant woman was shot and killed there. Her baby was delivered in critical condition. Over the years, some buildings have been demolished, but people still live there. It's privately owned condos. So, of course, we're going to stay on top of that one for you as well and let you know, especially when we get the identities of those victims. A lot of hard news today. We're going to go to one that is a national story, one you probably heard of. Okay, this has to do with those leaked classified documents. Officials believe they may know the person who did it. Okay, so if you hadn't heard, there were military documents that were leaked. That was reportedly leaked by a person who worked on the military base. That's according to a Washington Post report. It says the man posted sensitive national security secrets on Discord. Discord is a social media platform that's popular with video gamers. So according to one of the man's friends, he allegedly posted near verbatim transcripts of classified intelligence documents, which he apparently brought home from his job on that military base. Those are the allegations. Now, the friend would not reveal the identity of the alleged leaker or his location to authorities. Certainly, a lot of people in our intelligence community were concerned about this, so we'll stay on top of you for where that develops. That's all the bad news. I'm going to end it on a weird one, per usual. So, I am freaked out personally by AI. Not that anybody asked me, but there's a woman who used it to her advantage because she was about to get married. Okay, so she drew the inspiration for her vows from ChatGPT. Elise Wynn is her name. She said she first did it as a joke, that the output was pretty cheesy, what ChatGPT came up with, but she says the essence of what she wanted her vows to say was all there. So she said she made a few edits, she added some humor, she added some personal touches. She says she alleviated a lot of stress doing it that way and that her husband was even on board with it. I don't know, man. I just think people are getting a little lazy, not wanting to write your own vows. That's taking it to a new level, but it's nice that the husband was on board with that. I'm kind of curious what Ella thinks about this, because neither one of us are married, neither one of us have made any vows, but would you use ChatGPT to do it? Isn't that lazy? Isn't that a little weird?
It's a little weird.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I don't know about that, Lana. But you know what? We haven't been really successful, so maybe it's time to try something new. Good morning to you guys. Let's switch gears. We have a couple of first alerts in place here because of rain that is on the way. You can take a live look over downtown. Clouds increased overnight, and those showers are already moving through areas to our south. So I'm going to take you to the current radar map. This is kind of like a tropical low, essentially, that's going to move into our area over the next 24 hours. It's going to bring us bands of rain. That rain will become more widespread through the afternoon. So you can see some of those showers just down to the south of the city, from Carrollton down to Griffin. They'll move in pretty much through the day today. However, here's the good news. Our severe threat with this system is minimal. Certainly much lower than the last couple of systems, okay? You can see a level 3 threat down in South Georgia, but here there's only a level 1 threat from Atlanta down to the south, mainly being just downpours, lightning. Can't rule out some gusty winds later on today, but it just doesn't look that bad. Down towards LaGrange in central Georgia, there's a level 2 risk for severe weather, which means that maybe an isolated storm is possible. Time frame on that is going to be between about 6 to 9 p.m. tonight. That's the only time frame when severe weather is possible. Okay, so let's take you back to the map, take you hour by hour. Again, these showers become more widespread through the afternoon. 7 p.m., you see that down towards Heard County, LaGrange? That is that band of stronger storms that will move through. So it's really Carroll County, Heard County, LaGrange, maybe Coweta County, Meriwether County. That's the area that I think has the highest likelihood of a few strong storms. Then overnight, it does look like we dry out briefly, and then more scattered showers arrive tomorrow. So essentially, the center of this low is going to be moving directly over us tomorrow. So we'll see those showers spark back up after sunrise. Here's the thing, guys. Even though we have a first alert for tomorrow, it's not going to last all day. So you can see that scattered rain 1, 2, 3, 4 p.m., but it does look by about 5 or 6 p.m. that rain has moved out. That is the good news. So don't cancel your Friday night plans. Friday night looks dry. Saturday also looks dry for the first time in what feels like, I don't know, months. We're going to get a dry Saturday. Highs near 80. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Take advantage of it. And don't shoot the messenger for this, all right? More rain is on the way for the back half of the weekend. We're going to see a cold front move through. It's going to bring us, it looks like 2 rounds of rain. The first one right around or before sunrise on Sunday, the second round right along the cold front a little bit later in the day. We have not first alerted Sunday because it doesn't look like a washout. And it doesn't look like there's a threat for severe weather, but there is rain in the forecast for Sunday. But here's the good news, guys. This major high pressure going to arrive early next week. That thing's going to settle in. Give that high pressure a hug, okay? It's going to bring us the most beautiful weather through the week next week. Next week, a drier pattern takes over because of that high pressure. We're looking at dry conditions Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. So that is really good news. So here's your 7-day forecast. We get the rain, the storms today. Then we get the showers tomorrow, the first half of the day. Friday evening looks dry. Saturday will be dry. We might see some patchy morning fog on Saturday, but that'll give way to some sunshine in the afternoon. 40% chance for scattered showers on Sunday, not a washout, but there is rain in the forecast on Sunday. And then dry next week. It'll start off cool, and with a steady warming trend, it will be beautiful, all right? So you just need to have your guard up a little bit this evening, especially if you live south of the city for a few of those strong storms, okay? And Jen will be in at noon on Atlanta News First, updating you on the severe threat and the rain threat. Have a good day. Guys, stay dry, stay warm.